Hello, dear fans, friends, subscribers of Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your favorite show, the Cricket Happening Show. And on this Cricket Happening Show, it is going to be the preview. Finally, it's going to be West Indies versus India in the first test tomorrow at Antigua. And let's have a look at the teams. And I'm just going to do a brief preview. So let's have a look at the West Indies now. If you look at the West Indies team, there are a lot of people who are. If you look at the team, West Indies have cracked Brathwaite. Their batting looks to be okay, but the problem area for me happens to be the bowling, because there's not much of experience in that. There's no Kemar Roach. There is no Jerome Taylor, who was retired from Test matches. So I would have definitely loved to see Kemar Roach, but it is going to be Shannon Gabriel, to me, probably sharing the new ball with Jason Holder, or I won't be even surprised if Carlos Brathwaite comes on the bowl. So the bowling, let's have a look at the bowling, because for me, the batting is looking okay, but for me, the bowling is the one which is really worrying me. Because if you look at the bowling for the West Indies, it has Jason Holder, the captain, will be bowling. He's a good bowler. Shannon Gabriel, we saw in the tri-series in the Australia, West Indies, South Africa tri-series as to what he could do. He believes in raw pace, so he's someone who is going to be a force to reckon with for the Indians. Miguel Cummins is also good, but he is making. He's also pretty sharp too. But I definitely feel that experience in the pace department is lacking, and one really feels whether this West Indian bowling lineup will be able to bowl the Indian South twice. Now, and they also have the leg spinner Devendra Bishu in their ranks, and Carlos Brathwaite, as you know, he's an all-rounder, so he would be playing the role of the medium pace bowler as well as a good batsman. They also have a lot of newness in this West Indies team, one could say. Shane Dowrich is the new wicketkeeper. There's no Dinesh Ramadhin, the regular wicketkeeper, and they have gone for Shane Dowrich. So Shane Dowrich is another one who could probably be making his debut tomorrow as the wicketkeeper in a test match, Shane Dowrich. And then if you look at the West Indies batting here, Craig Brathwaite, let me tell you, he's a wonderful bat, Craig Brathwaite. We saw him, his technique in Australia, and he can really wear off the option. Also play some very fine strokes. Rajendra Chandrika was given a good stint in Australia, could not really come up to trump up the Australian bowling. I mean, he had his struggle there, Rajendra Chandrika, but definitely the reason for West Indies persisting with him as an opener is because of the sheer talent. And then according to me, West Indies will be mainly relying on Darren Bravo and Marlon Samuels to really deliver the goods, because they would, every time that this West Indies team would be there, I think all the eyes will be on these two batsmen, because they are the most experienced players, and they are the. But Darren Bravo for sure is in some good nick. But what about Marlon Samuels? In Test matches, he has really struggled. But let me share some good news about Marlon Samuels that happened, and probably that could be a fillip to Marlon Samuels now coming up in a big way and scoring a lot of runs in Test matches. Probably that might motivate him, and we might see. And Marlon Samuels has been named today as the West Indies Cricketer of the Year for his wonderful batting in the one-dayers, and also he did well in the T20 World Cup too. And as I said, all eyes would be on them, and one only feels that Marlon Samuels, as I said, could really turn this West Indies Cricketer of the Year award as into a big thing by really showing that what a player he is, and he's quite capable. I won't be surprised, and he's a pretty player to watch if he gets going. And Darren Bravo, as I said, so Darren Bravo and Marlon Samuels would be expected to really take on the mantle, no doubt about that, as far as the batting department is concerned, because they are the ones who could be the glue to this West Indies cricket team, because the West Indies cricket team on paper looks a bit bit weak, I would say. Jermaine Blackwood, he is coming on the heels of a very good innings that he played against the touring Indian 11, so that will give him a bit of a boost. And I think West Indies, for me, the batting, as I said, will revolve around Darren Brown, Marlon Samuels, but at least the batting is looking for me much better, at least much better. But as I said, the only thing that for me is that whether the West Indian bowlers with the West Indian bowling which is there, which is inexperienced in the pace department, barring Jason Holder, would be able to rise up to the challenge of bowling this very, very strong Indian batting lineup twice. And this is going to be played at the Antigua, and one feels that this time in West Indies the pitches are going to be low and slow, and Antigua is a dry surface too, so definitely keep an eye on the spinners. Low and slow, so definitely we are not going to see a lot of runs. And let's have a look at the Indian batting. Now, Indian batting, as I said, they are absolutely full of life, no doubt about it. They are very, very strong players in the sense the batting lineup, if you look at paper, looks pretty strong. Shikhar Dhawan will be opening with Murli Vijay, and we know they are specialists. Murli Vijay especially is a test match specialist, and Shikhar Dhawan is also there. So Shikhar Dhawan and Vijay forges a very good opening combination. They have the rock for the Indian team, and that is Cheteshwar Pujara, who can really stay all day and play the West Indies bowling. And then Virat Kohli, who is the one who has been leading the side, and we all know what Virat Kohli has done. What is his what he did in Australia, against Australia, and I would be saying that West Indies would be very, and it will be $1 million prize for his wicket for sure. Ajinkya Rahane, another very strong middle order batsman who really strengthens this Indian cricket team in a big way, coming in the middle order, and is a fine player and also a fantastic fielder. Riddhiman Saha is the wicket keeper who will be donning the gloves behind the wickets, and also he would be a good contributor to the bat as well. Now, looking at the Indian bowling, let's have a look at the Indian bowling. Well, definitely all eyes would be on those two spinners, Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja. Ravichandran Ashwin did well in the tour match, but Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, I thought they would be a smart combination. And Ashwin is someone one has to really keep a watch on him, no doubt about it. He's the one who's going to be the big worrisome factor for the West Indians, because I said these are going to be slow and low pitches, dry too. The ball might not probably bounce much, and I have a feeling that Ravindra Jadeja and Ashwin could play a big role. And also they have Amit Mishra to boot. So look at that variety that is coming in. Ravichandran Ashwin, they have Ravindra Jadeja, they have Amit Mishra, the leggy, who did so well. And well, I think India is strengthening this. So India probably going to strengthen the bowling department, looking at the pitch conditions where the ball is not going to bounce much and it's going to be low and slow. And the pace bowling is going to be in the hands of Ishan Sharma and Mohammad Shami, who's making a comeback. And that will be interesting to see as to how Mohammad Shami shapes up after making his comeback. And I'm also told at Antigua there is some grass left on the pitch, and Virat Kohli, the Indian captain, feels that this could behave like an Indian pitch. And also there could be a lot of interruptions for rain too. There's been rain which has been forecast. One does not know whether the match will start at the right time because of the forecast for the rain. And also one thing I can tell you, Ravichandran Ashwin has 16 5-wicket hauls in his first 32 tests, and this is equal to what the famous former leg spinner Clary Grimmett of Australia did in his with 32nd test. So he's definitely Ravichandran Ashwin is definitely, we know he's destined for greater things, and this is where he stands right now. And I think this match is going to be this series is going to be a real test for the West Indies, no doubt. Even though they are playing on their home turf, I would probably put the Indians as favourites because the only reason being one does not see a lot of experience in this West Indian team, barring Darren Bravo, Marlon Samuels, and to a certain extent I would say Jason Holder. Other than that, I think there is. We don't have. I think the batting is looking good. I mean, better than the bowling, I would say. But as I said, whether the bowling has the firepower to bowl out the Indians, that is one question. Bowl Indians twice. And one has to really watch. There's a lot of new things. They have a new opener, they have new wicketkeeper, new pace attack. As I said, there's a lot of newness in this West Indian team. It could be a debut for Miguel Cummins, and it should be, I think, Shane Dowrich probably has played a match. I wouldn't know, but whatever. I'm not getting into those stats right now. But all in all, let's hope that the rain stays away and we have a good beginning in the first test match, which is coming up tomorrow at Antigua. It's going to be played at the St. John's ground. It's the first Indies. Yes, it's going to be played in Antigua. The first test between West Indies and India. And what a proud moment that is going to be. Well, dear fan subscribers, I think that really puts an end to this Cricket Happening show of mine today. Hope you all loved it. And tomorrow, keep your eyes tuned in. I'll be there with the first day's play report in the first test match between West Indies and India. Till such time, this is your host Ram saying goodbye. Thank you.